Alright guys, if you're just now joining us, welcome to HRL Season 6, round number 14. This is the technical last round of the regular season. We do have the wild card races after that, but that's kind of like a bonus thing, so we will have a doubleheader with the wild card races next week, but this is the prestigious Mirabilis track, which is now a rallycross. A few changes to it. Turned it from a GP to a rallycross, so now it's even more crazy. It gets even crazier every season. It's actually ridiculous, but we had a pretty good first moto. Now going to be moving on to the second one. Going through the starting lineup, it's going to be, hopefully I don't get any of these wrong, it's going to be Shift, Armada, Cheddar Potato Bake, Coffee Shop Worker Jared, Uncle Blake, and then we got Ricardo, Elite, Vulcan, and Slaunch running out the second row. Going through the third row, we got Opix, Camby, Phil, and Luke. And then in the last row, all by his lonesome, is Detail, the winner of Moto 1. We'll go from this. We'll go from this angle. Just keep your eyes on the gate. Could be going green anytime soon here. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Didn't even hit it. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Now I got the horns. We'll go way over here. It's going to be an interesting start for sure. Who's going to get the whole shot? That is the question. Are the top finishers from last moto going to be able to work their way through the pack fast? I don't know. We're green. Elite has an amazing start. I think he was on the second row. What the heck? Elite had an amazing start. Armada also with a great start. Elite for sure, though, I would say with the whole shot, considering where he started. All right, pretty clean and green so far. Oh, we're going to have a little bit of carnage here. Slaunch and Shift collected. Another driver goes off the track. That was, I can't even tell who that was. I think that was Jared. So Jared, Slaunch, and Shift all going down early. Not good for them. Always some issues in the sand section. Wow, keeping it nice and clean. Phil going a little wide. Vulcan's going to get caught in that. Slaunch is going to get caught in that. Jared and Shift work their way, slice the needle right through the middle. Nice. Nice job out of them. Elite with the early lead. That was just a freaking amazing start. Is that Camby? What the cheese? Camby already up to second. Camby could be a top runner for the overall here. And remember, Joker is closed in this first lap, so nobody's going to be running it. So yeah, wow, that's an amazing start out of Elite. I would say an even more so amazing start out of Camby. He was in the third gate. He is in second. We have a second gator in first. The closest first gator in the top here is Armada in third, was in the first gate. Detail also already up to fifth. So the winner of last moto already up to fifth. That does not spell anything good for the rest of this pack. And then we had Luke, who is second, already up to seventh as well. So those are the top two runners for the overall. The next closest person, we have some carnage. Armada went down. Detail got into him. Oh, he gets cheesed off the edge of it as well. Unfortunate there. Shift goes down. God, so much carnage right there. And we're definitely going to be watching the Jokers close this lap. Detail, the winner last moto, already up to third, and Luke already up to fifth. So that's not looking good for Phil. The next closest competitor for the overall would be Phil, who got third last moto, and we don't even see him here in the top five. Joker lane is now open. Camby's going to take it. And someone else, Blake, is going to follow suit. So Camby and Blake both take their Jokers. They're going to get a huge gap off of that. And Slaunch and Vulcan, question mark? Slaunch and Vulcan also going to take their Jokers. They come right out in front of Luke, and that's going to give Detail an advantage for sure. He doesn't have to deal with any Joker riders in front of him. Now Luke's got two Joker riders in front of him, so that's where Joker strategy starts to come into play. And this could be a really good moto for Detail here if he takes his Joker properly with how good of a start he's had. Camby and Armada looking out strong, though. They got a huge gap now. Elite trying to hold off Detail for that third place spot. This is where I could see Detail using his Joker because he's in position to, I think, take the lead if he uses it. This is a good battle here, too. Luke and Vulcan for top five, maybe? Maybe like just outside of it. Oh, it's getting hard. Beating and banging into each other. And it's close. Nice and loose out of the sand section, but Luke's going to hold off Vulcan. That was really nice. Good battle between the two. Nice and clean through the sand. That's why Rallycross is always fun. It looks like Detail got around Elite, and he's going to elect to stay out. He's going to try to run another lap, and this is probably good strategy. So, did we just have another Joker taker? We did. We just had two. Oh, whoa, that could have been close. Wow. Amazing job by Phil, Elite, and Detail there to keep that clean. That could have gotten really close. But we had Phil take the Joker that lap. He's going to work his way right in front of Elite right there. And we also had... Is this Opix? Is that Ricardo? Hold on. It is Opix. All right, so we also had Opix this time taking an early Joker. He held out a long time on that Joker, literally to the end last moto. This moto, different. Takes his Joker early. He's into an early third place. Detail in fourth. And then we have a huge pack right here in front of Luke. So this is looking good for Detail. He's got clean air and a Joker still to take. Luke's got 3 people in front of him, so I'd be surprised. We might see Luke take the Joker this lap. We might see Detail stay out. Possibly. He's got clean air. I think he's going to think about it. Ooh, Phil with a mistake. Elite with a mistake. Going to lose a spot there to Luke to Slaunch as well. I think he lost 2 spots. Pretty sure he did. Detail's going to take his Joker. And Luke's also going to take the Joker. Is he? They're both going to come out. Oh, Elite also elects to take it. Wow. And Elite just comes out in front of Camby, and that was huge for him to hold on to that third place. So Detail and Luke both take their Jokers that lap, and they're going to come out in first and second. Detail especially with just a huge lead. And Elite actually decided to follow suit. I was not expecting that. I kind of forgot that he hadn't taken his Joker yet, but that was huge. That was clutch. He took it at the exact lap that he needed to. I think if Elite held off one more lap, then he would have came out of the Joker behind Camby. So Camby's pissed. He's probably pissed at this point. He was just one lap away, I think, from having Elite beat on the Joker strategy, but Elite just times it perfectly, and now Camby's going to actually have to work his way by him. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Detail used it so early. I mean, it worked out, obviously. I think he realized that he would get the lead, so why not? But he honestly could have ran even more laps in clean air if he wanted to, but at the time that he took it, he also finds himself in front of Luke in second, who is the main person he's competing with for the overall. So it ends up working out perfectly, basically. That was the perfect time for him to take the Joker. And now it's going to be really tough for the rest of these riders to get a moto win, because obviously he won that first moto in dominating fashion. And this is just showing, like, if you play your Joker strategy correctly, it really helps you out a ton. It helps you out a ton in these rallycross races if you are smart with your Joker strategy. I would even give some credit to Elite here for his Joker strategy. It's worked out very nice. Ooh, Armada with some big gains there. Or that's Blake, actually. Blake doing a good job railing the Rumble to try to catch up to Camby. And Blake actually did have a good qualifying time. He hasn't been showing it so far in the motos. By the way, who hasn't taken a Joker yet that could be a threat? That's what I'm trying to think about. Like, I feel like a lot of people have taken their Jokers already, which is fine because... Yep, we just passed the halfway point. We're actually only like 3.5 minutes left in this moto, so moto's actually going by pretty fast. I think it's just the fact that this track... Oh, Blake, no, he tries to cross jump or pop a whip or something. I don't know. Goes down in the sand section, whatever he's trying to do. But yeah, we're actually... It doesn't feel like we've gone that far in this moto, but we really have. Like, we've done a lot of laps so far. Or we've went through a lot of time. We actually haven't done that many laps. It's just the lap times in this track are about 70 seconds. So, you know, you do a few laps, seems like a short race. It's really been a long race. You know, race is like 3/4 done. And it looks like we do have another person that has not used their Joker yet. No longer. Armada is going to elect to use his Joker right there, and you know, gets a couple positions off of it. Gets a position on Slaunch. Gets a position on Phil. Gets a position on Jared. So a good usage, I would say. I have to sneeze. I would say a good usage out of Armada there. I mean, what was he going to do? What was he going to do? Might as well use it there, get in front of him. Let's get a quick update on where the leaders are at. Is it as big of a gap as it was last moto? I don't think so, but it's still a pretty good gap. Detail and Luke with a pretty similar gap to their first moto gap. And it's looking a little bit better for third place this time. Third place not as far back, but still they've got a pretty big lead, and we got a battle there for the final spot right there for top 5. Something must have happened to Camby. Camby is now outside of the top 5, must have made a big mistake, and Blake has worked his way back into the top 5, so a huge switch up. And remember, we're not going to be worrying too much about Joker strategy for the rest of this race, because pretty much all the important Jokers have been taken. I don't think there's, I mean, pretty much all of them in general have been taken. I don't think there's anybody else that has to take their Joker. And if they do, I don't think they're a threat for any of these spots. So, most of the Jokers have been taken already. At least this moto was a little bit better than last one. Last one, Opix and Ricardo saved to the very end, so that was good. But this one, we had a pretty good mix of laps where people were using their Jokers. I think the Grand Finals in particular, we're going to see some interesting Joker strategy in the Grand Finals race because of the fact that it's the Grand Finals. I think people are going to be pulling out some different strategies, and there's less people, so I think we'll see a little bit more strategy. I think we'll definitely see both motos, a person hold on to it for the last lap, which is always the best. I like a last lap Joker. It makes it exciting. And what's the time? Oh, Blake with the mistake again. And this is going to give Camby a ton of time. And I'm sorry, I got to check the time. Oh. Alright, so the leaders are probably hitting 3 to go. Probably hitting 3 to go this time by is going to be the leaders. But we're going to watch this battle here. I mean, first and second, and then third place as well. I mean, those spots, they're pretty much done. It's all about this 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th battle between Blake, Opix, Camby, and Ricardo. All these spots are open. Coming here to 3 laps to go in this moto. It's sad. Mirabilis went by too fast. We need to make this a 20-minute race at Mirabilis next season. 20-minute moto. Oh, Ricardo actually successfully pulls off the rumble rail line, and he gains a ton of time off of it. Very risky, very rewarding line, that first corner rumble rail. Definitely added an element of surprise almost to this new version of Mirabilis, because beforehand that first corner was so cookie cutter, really. Like, there wasn't anything interesting going on there. Now the first corner, you never know who's going to get a big run. You never know if people are going to be taking that that outside line, if they're going to be trying to rail the rumble, if they're just going to run in the middle. Never really know. It makes it an actually an interesting section on the track, whereas before there wasn't much to it. So that's what we try to do with Mirabilis every season. Try to add, something new, something challenging, something interesting to parts of the track that didn't have anything like that before. Anyways, our leaders are going to be hitting 2 to go this time by. Right? Yeah. Leaders are going to be hitting 2 to go this time by, so, looking like Detail and Luke with the 1-2s here. It's a dominating performance at Mirabilis. But the battle for these top 5 spots have been good the entire race. These guys are really close in time for sure. Just a little bit off of that top skill gap. Everybody relatively clean, pretty close through the cheesy section, sorry. The replacement for the neg camber. Blake with a mistake. That is not a good time to make one. He's going to lose that position to Opix. He's going to elect to take the left side here. Oh no! He goes for the cheese line. It does not work out. I like the idea there to cross that rut, but it does not work out. Interesting play, though. We haven't really seen anybody do that in the sand section, try to cross that rut. But he went for it, just did not pay off. And Opix, that is huge for him. Getting another spot. He's going to have a really good overall finish for sure. He had a 5th in the first moto. He's on his way to a 4th. And that stuff's looking pretty much over. They already hit the white flag. This is ridiculous. I'm going to have to check this gap again. But here are your leaders about to finish out the race. I think it was like a 23-second gap first moto, so we'll see how this compares. But yeah, it's just been a pretty good race for these top 2. Like, these guys just really worked their way away from the pack quickly in both motos and just didn't look back. So, and this is big. We could have our third sweep of the season, with Detail here trying to get a sweep. And if he does, like I said, that'll be our 3rd sweep of the season. And the reason I repeated myself there, I'm trying to think. I don't know if we've had 3 people sweep in one season before. I'd have to Actually, we have, I think, Season 4. Blades, Rebel, and Luke, right? No, maybe not. This might be a first. This might be history here, honestly. I'd have to double check it. Might be a little historic, but around the final corners, and not even close compared to last Moto. Detail is going to take the sweep here with his 5th Moto win of the season, his 2nd overall, with a really hot second half of the season, capping it off right there. So Luke just crossed the line at 3 seconds on my clock. I'm going to see what the gap is here again. So it's about a 23-second gap last Moto. Let's see what it is this one. It's actually comparable so far. Oh, it's going to be a 18-second gap. Wow. That's honestly crazy. And nothing, it looked like nothing really changed there on that last lap, so didn't really miss too much. Alright, so there's the lineup detail with the sweep of Mirabilis, adding 2 Moto wins to his season. That's going to put him at 2 overalls and 5 Moto wins. So really in these last couple weeks, really turning around a like an average season, turning it into a really good one. And second is going to be Luke, obviously going to get 2nd overall. Let's go through the Moto finish first. So detail, Luke, Elite. This is the Moto 2 finish results. Opix, Blake, Camby, Slaunch, Ricardo, Phil, Vulcan, Jared, double 11s, what a beast. Shift, and then Armada with the unfortunate last place, and apparently got stuck again. I didn't see it. I really wish I had the timestamps. I want to see how he got stuck. Might review that after this. So overall, detail first with 34, Luke 2nd with 30, Opix 3rd with 25. That's easily his best finish of the season. So big race, big event there. Like, you know, obviously detail got the sweep, so that's going to be the focus of this, because now he's going to be in a battle there for like 2nd, 3rd, 4th in points between detail, Roman, and Slaunch. Real Deal already has the championship clinched, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in points are all close now with detail's late race or late season surge. And Slaunch didn't have a very good week this week, so that battle between detail and Roman in the wild cards is going to be big in determining who's going to get 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in points. Continuing down these results, Camby gets 4th overall with 24. Nice night out of him. Elite 5th overall, 23. Also a nice night out of him. Phil 6th overall, 22. Very competitive. As Slaunch rounds it out, 7th overall with 21. So yeah, like I said, 3rd through 7th, all separated by 1 point down those people. So that's pretty interesting right there. Really close. Blake 8th overall with 19. Ricardo 9th overall with 17. Tied with Vulcan 10th overall with 17. Ricardo must have gotten the tiebreaker. Jared 11th overall with 12. Armada 12th overall with 9. And Shift 13th overall with 9. I suppose Armada must have gotten the tiebreaker there. Actually, I think Shift might have it. That's how it is in the docs.